lined piece of paper and written in pencil in normal writing, my choice, colon. And C took up the whole rest of the page. And I just said, hey, touche, girl, good luck, you know.
Yeah.
But I still have that. And I continued to follow her to see what all, you know, she didn't even really fight. She just went, you know, ain't nobody ever believed a damn word I said. You know, I don't want to die. I don't want to live to be 100 years old in this damn jail.
Yeah.
So, and on the day before they killed her, I saw her last interview, and you know, she had really gone pretty Christian. Well, pretty much after she got busted, she went pretty Christian, which, hey, if there's a good time to be singing the praises of God, that's a good time when you're facing seven murders,
Yep.
I guess.
Well,
and,
that brings up another one is, I can't remember her name. It happened in San Diego, and it was a teenage girl who shot at the elementary school, and they made a song, I Hate Mondays. Do you recall that? Yeah, there was a girl in the 70s, and let me see if I can bring it up. And she turned around and her excuse for killing all these kids was, I hate Mondays. And, you know, she's been in prison for years, and she went up for parole, I think, last year, and they refused her again. And she, just like you were saying, she has become a real Christian person, and she's turned her life around. She's talking to people. She's telling people, you know, what her life was about. And, you know, she came from an abusive family, and people don't understand anything about her. Oh, Brenda Ann Spencer, that was her name.
Huh.
Yeah, she was born in San Diego, and in January 29th, 1979, Spencer posted herself by a window in her home and began randomly shooting at Grover Cleveland Elementary School across the street. She opened fire at children who were waiting outside for Principal Burton to open the gate. And, I mean, it's another thing. This was back in 79, and she's still, to this day, in prison.
Wow. Well, that's a trip. Well, you know, one thing about the Eileen Wernos case that was hit close to home, too, is there was a case involving a young black girl named Desi X. Woods in Georgia.
Okay.
And the same thing happened, well, not the same thing. She and her sister were hitchhiking in South Georgia, and this white man picked them up and tried to rape them or did rape them. I'm sorry, I can't specifically remember all of the details, but somehow Desi killed him, and she went to jail for many, many years. And it was really despicable that she did go to jail, in my opinion. And it's like, you know, if you're a woman and you just know, you hardly have ever met a woman that hadn't been sexually abused from something or other, you know, and not that I condone murder or anything else, but it was kind of refreshing to hear a couple of cases of women who fought back and lived to tell it, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, and so that was part of.
How's the weather over there right now?
You know, it's not, excuse me, it's not doing anything, but I'm looking at the Doppler and I'm going, man, in an hour, it looks like it's fixing to be hitting for a couple of hours.
Yeah, it's probably going to hit here, too. I'm expecting us to get snow in our town sometime tonight.
Yeah, where is Bremerton? Is it down?
Bremerton is the Naval Yard.
I know. I'm saying, it's okay. Is it before Tacoma?
If you're going north from Tacoma, it's about an hour.
Okay. You know, you look pretty good. I'm looking at the Doppler right now. That's why I said that. And I don't know if you're gonna get a ton of stuff anytime soon.
Well, from the setups that I did earlier this afternoon, I expect probably about 10, 11 o'clock tonight, right when it's going to be chilly, so that way we'll get some snow cover.
Yeah, it's all looking clear, but when it starts coming on, it's a cell that will extend from, say, Everett all the way just, almost to the coast.
Yeah, I can't believe Everett. Everett's blanketed. In fact, we've got a group over in Everett that we were supposed to go and see, and we've got it scheduled for the 5th now that I'm going to do a live broadcast from their studio. And, in fact, a shout-out to Whiskey Libido. But we turned around and had to reschedule once, and I'm thinking if this keeps up and the snow keeps on covering Everett, we're not going to make it on the 5th.
Yeah, you might not.
I mean, it's scary enough. I mean, Bremerton does not get the lightning strikes and stuff like that. And last week or 2 weeks ago, I was on the air and lights were flickering in the house, and we started seeing lightning hit the ground. And it's like, okay, folks, I enjoyed the show, but I'm out of here.
Wow, you know what? I had a friend. She was a bass player in Moral Hazard, and she has had a career in audio recording, and went to Florida State. And she was in college. She was a DJ for the college radio station. She was in the studio one day, and there was a big thunderstorm going on. She had one hand on the turntable, and happened to have her other hand on another turntable. And a dead gum lightning bolt came through there, came right through her body, knocked her right off the chair, across the room, and the station manager happened to be listening and then noticed, it wasn't none of the happening, so he went down there and found her, just coming to, knocked her out.
Mm-hmm. Well, we started off talking about your song and got off on a bunch of other subjects. We got about 15 minutes left of the show, so. Okay.
Well, I was just at the end of, that is a song I'm proud of, the song I wrote about the whole experience. And just to wrap that up, the day they executed her, or I saw the interview the day before they executed her, and she was going, I'm going home to live with the Rock, and that's what she called, Jesus was the Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then the day she was executed, I thought there would be, quite a bit of press about that and about her, and there was none, and it was just all in keeping with how unimportant she seemed to be in a world, And but I think I did a great job on this song, and I'm proud of it. And hey, Eileen, I don't know what else happening, and I wish people well, and I just, anyway, it's just something that affected my life a little bit.
Absolutely. Okay, well, what we'll do is if you send me a copy of that song, I'll go ahead and put it on at the end of the show.
I totally will. I'd love it. I'd really appreciate that, Mike.
No problem. And I understand you're still working on some stuff, but there's nothing scheduled at this time.
Yeah, that's right. I really am building steam over doing a dedicated one-woman performance show. And some things will be music. A segment will be something with the cutouts. Another thing, will be just some dedicated comedy things. And I'm building steam over that, and I hope to have it all together and have about an hour dedicated piece to perform next year.
Great.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to add today?
No, I reckon that's about it. All I can say is, button your top button and hope snow doesn't go down the back of your neck. Do you ever do that? It seems like no matter how you try, you're walking around trying to shake the snow off of. I was going around. I deal with horses, and I was going around checking the fences, and some of the boughs were hanging down. And it doesn't matter how tight you've got your collar button. There's always snow goes down the back of your neck. I don't know why.
Absolutely, I remember that in Arizona where we were. Alrighty, again, my guest tonight was Jaen Black. The S is silent. And you can get a hold of her by emailing her at, is it sjaenblack@gmail.com?
sjaenblack@gmail.com.
and it's the same thing.com. So it's sjaenblack.com. You can get a hold of her to get her book or listen to some of her music.
And just to let you know, I'm not a very good typist, and Jane's spelled funny. It's spelled Jaen instead of Jane.
That is true. They would definitely want to know that. But if there's any questions, go up to our show links, and for tonight's show, you'll turn around and see the links to her website, to her email. Up now, Last Resort by Jaen Black. Have a good night.
It's a song about Eileen Wuornos. The name of it's called Last Resort. Eileen, what have you seen up there in heaven? Did you meet the rock? I looked for you on News at 11, but nobody showed, and nobody crowed, and nobody knows that Eileen, you were so mean, you had a rough day. Rainy and cold, he got a little bold, you just reacted. Eileen, my little speed queen, Volusia County. 75, it's a lonely drive, the pine tree.